I'm going to show you how to make the best Ramadan snacks. Golden chicken samosas served with plum sauce, flavorful pakoras paired with green mint sauce and a refreshing lemonade, and finally crispy spring rolls packed with a delicious filling. A homemade Ramadan snack feast, perfect for iftar, family gatherings, and ideal for Ramadan cooking. Without further ado, let's get started. Halal Chef presents. Let's start with the spices for the pakora. Grab your mortar and pestle in with the coriander seeds. Now you want to lightly crush them. They're gonna add a beautiful aroma and flavor to our pakoras. Something like that you're looking for. Remove that onto a plate. In with the cumin and carom seeds. Again, you want to lightly crush them. Remove it onto the plate. Here with the coriander powder, cumin powder, red chili, crushed red chili flakes. Here with the turmeric, coarsely ground black pepper. Finally some of the pomegranate seeds, and we're going to add the salt later. A good mix to that and set aside. For the vegetables, I'm using a red onions. You want to thinly slice them. Using here some of the spinach, you want to roughly chop it. Using here some of the fresh coriander. You don't want to chop it too fine. We don't want to lose the flavor of the coriander. Green chilies, you want to finely chop them. And finally, we're going to thinly slice the potatoes. Cut them in the middle and cut them into chunks. And now we can thinly slice them. This is exactly what you're looking for. If you guys want, you can also add in some of the aubergine into there. And now let's prep our pakora mixture. I'm so excited for this. Grab yourself a bowl in with your onions, our potatoes, spinach, coriander, our green chilies. Here with the gram flour, pass it through a sieve. Just want to make sure there are no lumps. If you like extra crispy pakoras, you can add in some of the plain flour as well. If you don't have plain flour, you can substitute with some of the corn or rice flour. Here with our spices. Now using your beautiful hands, give this a really good mix. We're going to add the salt later when we are just about to fry these. Salt extracts the water from the vegetables. That's the main reason we're not using it now. We want to make sure the flour covers all the vegetables. If you want to make the pakoras on a different day, then you can store some of this mixture in the fridge. Make sure not to add any water or salt if you're storing it in the fridge. Now just before you're ready to start frying your pakoras, grab yourself a large deep frying pan or a wok. Turn up the heat to around medium and in with the sunflower oil. You could also use mustard oil or ghee instead. Now I've removed some of the mixture for later use. I'm gonna store this in the fridge. Add a good touch of salt into there. Here I've got some water. You only need to use few tablespoons just so the mixture comes together. Just gonna start with a bit of water. Give that a mix. Now if you like more softer kind of pakora, so you can throw in some of the yogurt and also some of the baking soda. A little bit more water and bring the mixture together like so. This is exactly what you're looking for. When you hold the pakoras in your hand, they should have this shape. Have a little taste of the salt. It's perfect. Alright, the oil is nice and hot now. Let's start frying our pakoras. Bismillah. It's around a tablespoonful of mixture. Do not overcrowd this, yeah? We're gonna let these cook for around 7 to 8 minutes on medium heat. Just leave the pakoras there for around 2 minutes. Do not touch. It's been around 2 minutes. Now we can slowly start to move them around. Make sure the oil goes all around the pakoras. We're looking for a nice golden brown color on them. Just turn them around. It smells so good. Trust me. One of the best pakoras ever. Make sure to turn them around as needed. We want an even color on them. Alright, so we got a beautiful color on these. Let's start removing them. Oh, they look so good. Just drain off the excess oil and remove it on a rack. Alhamdulillah, they look so good. Make sure to always clean the oil before you fry the next batch. Alright, time to get my hands dirty again. Make them big or small, the choice is really yours. My mouth is absolutely watering. Now you can also make chili pakoras. Here I'm using bullet green chilies. You want to slice them in the middle or remove the seeds so they're not too hot. Grab yourself a bowl in with a gram and plain flour. Same spices as before, including salt this time. And finally in with the water. Give this a real good mix. You want to make sure this mixture is nice and thick. Use a bit more flour if needed. Check the salt, adjust anything if you need to. Now let's prep our chili and potato pakora. Just gonna give it a coat that goes into the hot oil. We're gonna let these cook until they are nice and golden brown. Make sure to move them around, get an even color again. Now we have a perfect color on these. Let's remove. Beautiful. Now let's add in the potatoes. Again, a good coat in the mixture and into the hot oil. Again, we're gonna let these cook until we have a beautiful golden brown color. Start moving them around after a minute or so. Make sure the hot oil goes all around. Like I said before, these are one of the best pakoras ever. A perfect indication of when these are done, you can start to see it's a reddish brown golden color. Drain off the excess oil and remove. Our amazing crispy pakoras. Done. They look so delicious. Let's make this green chutney for the pakoras. We're gonna keep it nice and simple. It doesn't have to be too complicated. With a handful fresh coriander, same amount of fresh mint in there. With the chilies, you can add more or less depending on your liking. Now if I want making this sauce for the pakoras, I would definitely add some of the ginger or garlic. Now add in some of the water and you want to blend this to a smooth consistency. Remove the chutney into a bowl. You can put your salt in there. If you like a thicker consistency, then it's best to use a mortar and pestle to crush everything. Now if you guys want, you can also serve this chutney with some of the yogurt. Touch of the coriander and cumin powder. You can also mix in some of the tamarind pulp in there. Salt to taste. A good mixture that. Black salt can also be used. Don't make it complicated. Have a little taste. That's perfect. I have a mouth-watering green chutney 2 different ways. Done. Alright guys, let's play this up here with our delicious pakoras. Some of these potato and chili pakoras as well. Our green chutneys. And finally garnish it with some of the fresh coriander. Now you can also prepare wraps with these pakoras. Grab your warm tortilla wrap, some of the green chutney, add your pakora. You just want to smash those a little. And some of the pickled onions on the top. Some of the gherkins, fresh coriander, little bit of the mixed masala, and finally a bit more sauce onto there. Now carefully wrap this up. And now just fold this up. This is a close wrap. It's closed from this side and this side. Let's cut it open. Doesn't that look amazing? Absolutely delicious. Serving the pakoras with some of this Indian style lemonade. With the lemon, lime, sugar, dry mango powder, with the black salt, a light touch of cumin in there. Some of this mixed masala. I also like some of the tamarind paste in there. Now muddle up everything. Some of the fresh mint leaves. With the ice. And finally some of the soda water. A good mixture that. And finally you can garnish it with some of the fresh mint. That looks so refreshing. Looks so delicious. I can't wait to try this. I have a mouth-watering delicious pakora. Done. You guys gonna really enjoy this with your family and friends.
Flawless victory.
For our samosa filling here, I've got potatoes that were thinly sliced, fresh ginger garlic paste, our chicken mince, chopped tomatoes, thinly sliced onions, fresh coriander that we're going to use at the end, thinly sliced green chilies. You can use more or less depending on your liking. And for the spices, I'm using here crushed coriander seeds, mango powder, crushed cumin seeds. These are black cumin seeds, by the way. They're more intense in flavor. Also got some of the cumin powder, coriander, some of the garam masala, red chili powder, red chili flakes. Again, these can be used more or less depending on how hot the filling should be. Also got some of the black salt, normal salt, white pepper, and some of the black pepper. Alright, grab yourself a large pan. There's no need to add any oil. With the chicken mince. And now just add the rest of the ingredients into that. Onions, tomatoes. As I said before, we're gonna add the fresh coriander once it's cooked. And finally, we're gonna throw in 2 cups of water. And like I said, there's no need to add any oil. Now turn up the heat to around medium and give this a really good mix. Now you want to cover and let this cook for around 35 to 40 minutes until it's completely done. All the mixture should come together and you need to dry out the water. Stir it now and then, make sure nothing sticks to the pan. Alright, so it's been around 30 minutes or so. Let's check this. Alright, so this is ready now. We're just gonna give a few more minutes to get rid of any excess water. Just mix it properly. And at this point in time, you can have a little taste as well. You know, adjust the salt if needed. Alright, so this is ready now. Just turn off the heat. Now we're gonna throw in some of the fresh coriander into that. And I'm also using some of these crushed fenugreek leaves, again for a beautiful aroma. Now you want to let the mixture cool down completely. And let's make our samosa sheets. Grab yourself a bowl with a plain flour. Around a teaspoon of salt into that. With some of these carom seeds. And now using my fingers, I'm just gonna make a small well in the middle. In that we're gonna throw in the melted ghee. We're gonna use 100 grams of water to start with, and then we're gonna use a bit more later. Now using a spoon, give this a mix and combine the ghee, water, and the flour together. Now it's time to use our hands. We need to distribute all that ghee and the water all around the flour. That's the key here for the best samosas, alright? The ghee helps, with the texture. Makes the sheets nice and crispy. At this point in time, that's the texture we are looking for. Can you see everything has been mixed beautifully? And now we're gonna start kneading it. But for that, I'm gonna use a machine, alright? So bear with me a second. Just grabbing my mixer bowl. We're gonna transfer all that. Just knead it a bit with your hands. Now we're gonna let this knead for around 10-12 minutes until the dough has come together. So I'm just gonna set the timer to around 12 minutes. And the speed just needs to be normal, like you do with your hands. And now I'm just gonna throw some more water in there, just so everything comes together, Also, the dough has been beautifully kneaded, you know, the gluten has formed. Now let's remove it. Add a light touch of flour, and we're going to remove the dough onto that. Just using your hands, shape it into a ball. Remove it into a ball, and you want to let this rest for around 15 minutes. Also, the dough has rested. Just gonna flatten it out a bit. So I'm just marking it to see how much dough we're gonna use. And now we're going to divide the dough into small balls and then roll them into thin oval shapes. Just turn it into small balls now, yeah? Flatten them out. The dough is nice and stiff, exactly what we're looking for. Each ball is roughly around 65 to 70 grams. Now just cover it with something so it doesn't dry out. Use a cling film. And now we're gonna start rolling them into thin oval shapes, not circles, alright? Bismillah. They need to be around 1 millimeter thick, alright? So not too thin, otherwise they will break. So something like that we're looking for. Can you see? It's not too thin. I'm just gonna start placing it to the side. A light touch of flour again. And let's roll the next sheet. Use a light touch of flour if it's sticking to the roller, alright? No problem. You should be able to see your hand behind this. Add a light touch of flour so it doesn't stick to the other one. Grab all the sheets. And we're gonna cut it in the middle, alright? Alright, so these are ready now. Looks perfect. This should roughly give you around 17 to 20 samosas. Now just leave it covered while we make our samosas. Grab some of the water and of course our chicken mixture. And now this is how we're gonna fold our samosas. We're gonna add light touch of water just here. And then we're gonna fold it this way. Like so. And then we can close it down, alright? Make sure the corners are covered properly as well. And now we can fold this properly. The water will help not only stick to it, will help merge the shapes. And now we are left with this pocket. Using my hands, add in some of the filling. Use a spoon, it will be better, but I'm just a bit excited there. And now light touch of water, again just on the edges of this closing here, and close everything properly, yeah? So that's exactly what we're looking for. Now we can start placing it onto a plate. So easy to make these samosas, you know, and they're gonna be so much better than a takeaway or a restaurant, you know. Looks amazing. Make sure to tap the mixture so it doesn't move. We're just doing the last one now. And now we're gonna fold it up. Just using your finger, give it a tap. And squeeze it at the end, alright. Add the mixture. I normally use around 2.5 tablespoons. Don't want to be stingy with it. And now what you can do is, if you want, you can just place it here, fold it, and then with the help of your hand, just close it properly. If the shape is uneven here, if you want, you can cut it. So that's how you make samosas, you know, super easy. You can freeze the samosas as well, you know, use it in Ramadan whenever you need to. Honestly, one of the best samosas that you guys gonna try. Now to fry the samosas, we're gonna bring the oil temperature to anywhere between 160 to 170 Celsius. The heat is on medium high. It's best to use ghee for frying samosas. You could use oil instead, but ghee would be perfect. Also, another tip is to maintain the temperature. If the temperature is too high, it will brown quickly on the outside. So bear that in mind. Alright, with your samosas always away from you. I'm gonna fry them nice and slow. Don't overcrowd the pan, you know, just fry a few at a time. Make sure to move the samosas around as well. You can see they have started to change color, getting nice and golden brown, exactly what we're looking for. Just make sure to keep turning them, you know, as required. They smell amazing, you know, one of the best samosas ever. So it's coming to around 30 minutes or so. Samosas are done now. You're gonna carefully start removing them. and drain off the excess oil, of course. Remove it onto a plate that has some kitchen paper just so we can get rid of the excess oil. Samosas look absolutely delicious, you know. I'm gonna serve the samosas with some of this sweet, spicy tamarind plum sauce and with the pulp of tamarind and dried plum. These were soaked in water. A light pinch of salt, cumin powder, red chili, a light pinch of garam masala as well. Some of this grated ginger is gonna add a bit more freshness. And finally throw in some of the brown sugar so we can balance everything. A light touch of water. And I'll give this a really good mix. Perfect sauce for our samosas, you know. I'm also gonna serve it with some of the mint coriander sauce. Mix it properly and dissolve that sugar. Have a mouth-watering tamarind and plum sauce. Done. Alright guys, let's plate up our mouth-watering samosas. Sweet tamarind plum with a bit of spice. And some of this mint coriander yogurt sauce. You can also serve it with some of the salad if you like. Oh, that looks so delicious. You guys gonna really enjoy it. Our amazing chicken samosas. Done. First of all, we're gonna prep the chicken. In boiling water, add a good touch of salt. Now in with your chicken breast. I've cut them into small fillets just so they can cook a bit faster. Now just let these cook until they are completely done. It should take you around 8 to 10 minutes. Just make sure not to overcook the chicken. Now you're gonna drain the excess liquid and you can use this to make soups. Once slightly cooled, you can use your fingers to gently pull the meat apart. Always shred warm chicken, make sure it's not cold. You could hold the chicken with one fork and use the other to pull the meat apart along the grain. Alright, once done, you want to remove all the chicken into a bowl and set aside. Let's cook our veggies now. Grab yourself a pan and with a good touch of oil, and with your ginger garlic paste. Saute the garlic and ginger, a light color on it. And with the onions. You just want to sweat those onions, alright? Now we can throw in our cabbage and carrot. Season with a good pinch of salt, some black pepper. Cook them and get rid of any excess water. We still want them nice and crunchy, alright? A little bit of the MSG. Alright, now I'm gonna throw in our spring onions and some of this green chili. Just turn off the heat now. A really good mix to that. And just remove it back onto your plate and let this cool down completely, alright? Let all the steam escape. Alright, let's prep our chicken roll mixture now. Grab yourself a bowl with your shredded chicken, mozzarella cheese, and I'm also using here cheddar cheese for more flavor. Our mixed veggies which has been cooled down, and now with the cream cheese, again it's gonna add a lot of flavor and creaminess. And now we're gonna season this. First we're gonna go in with some of this pink and black pepper, a good touch of white pepper, which is so underrated. Some of these crushed chili flakes, a good touch of this chicken seasoning. Of course we're gonna use some of the MSG, sugar, just to balance out the flavors. A good touch of this garlic powder. I like to add some of this hot sauce, some soy sauce, and some of this sweet chili. A light pinch of salt, just a layer pinch, you know, adjust if needed. Well, let's give this a really good mix and combine everything properly. Smells so good, you know, one of the best chicken rolls that you guys gonna try. Make sure the mixture is not wet. If it's a bit wet, you can use a bit of the potato starch. We don't want the spring rolls to explode, you know, after. Now you can have a little taste and adjust anything if you need to. That is so delicious. Just need a light pinch of salt in there. Before we start wrapping, let's talk about the sheets. I'm using frozen spring roll sheets. Make sure to take them out of the freezer about 15 to 20 minutes before you start. Do not rush or microwave them. Just let them thaw naturally at room temperature. Once they are soft, gently peel them apart. And while you are working, always keep the rest of the sheets covered with a damp cloth or a plastic wrap. Otherwise, they dry out really fast and start cracking when you roll. Now let's wrap the spring rolls. I'm placing about 1 tablespoon some of the chicken mixture near the corner of the sheet, but not too close to the edge. Just enough space to roll it up neatly. Then I start folding it tightly, rolling it forward a few times to lock in the filling. Next, I fold in both sides right and left, making sure everything is tucked in nicely and there are no gaps or open edges. The key is to keep it tight so the filling doesn't leak out when frying. Finally, I brush a little egg wash on the edge to seal it perfectly. And that's it, one roll done, tight, clean and ready for fry. You want the sheets to be soft but not sticky. That's the perfect texture for wrapping. If they're a bit dry or stiff, you can cover them with a slightly damp kitchen towel for a few minutes. That will bring back the flexibility. Gets a bit awkward with these, sometimes. It's super easy. You need to make sure they're nice and tight. Grab a spoonful of mixture. Just gonna place it right here. Don't be stingy with it. Open up your hat. And now we're just gonna start folding. So you wanna roll a few times and then just grab this side. We're gonna place it right here on the top, just where it drops. And now you're just gonna keep rolling it nice and tight, yeah? These sides, you're just gonna tuck them in, alright? Like so. So we're just making sure it's nice and tight. A little bit of the egg wash, and here we are. If you want, you could throw in some more mixture in there. It's really up to you. Make them nice and fat. So these are ready now, they look amazing. The mixture will give you around 18 to 20 spring rolls. So when you're ready to fry these, we're gonna bring the oil temperature to around 170 Celsius. And of course you want to maintain that temperature. It's best to get a thermometer so you can always double check the temperature, yeah? Or here we go, always away from you. Make sure not to overcrowd. You want to let these cook for around 3 to 4 minutes until they are nice, crispy and golden. And of course keep an eye on them, turn them if needed. We want an even color all around the spring rolls. There you go, look at that. Amazing. Smells so good, One of the best chicken rolls that you guys gonna try. They're gonna be packed with so much flavor. Yeah, make sure to keep turning them around, yeah, as they cook. They need to be completely submerged in oil for the best results. Let the cheese nicely melt as well, Look at that. Beautiful. Everything is cooked inside. We're just trying to ensure, we get a nice color. Cheese is melted. They're nice piping hot. So it's coming up to around 3 minutes or so. Wow, smells so delicious. See the color? Absolutely amazing. We're almost there, almost. Nice and crispy, golden. Exactly what we're looking for. Oh, these chicken rolls, or in America like they say egg rolls, egg rolls. So we're ready to take these out now. Of course you want to drain off the excess oil. And be careful, the oil is hot, yeah? So nice and crispy, oh my god, my hands. Just let the excess oil drip and remove it onto a kitchen paper, alright? I'm serving our crispy spring rolls with some of this sweet chili and some of this chili sauce. That looks so mouth-watering. One of the best spring rolls that you guys gonna try. Trust me. Alright guys, let's try our spring rolls. They look amazing. Let's try without the sauce first. Bismillah. Wow. Perfectly cooked and so delicious. The chicken and cheese along with the veggies, so good. I was just thinking these would be nice with a bit of the ketchup as well, you know. Alright, let's try it with some of the ketchup. Wow. I lay a kick to it with a bit of sweetness, so good. Honestly, these are 10 out of 10. You can make them for Ramadan, parties, anything, you know. Like I said before, one of the best crispy spring rolls that you guys gonna try. I can't describe in words, you know, they're so good. The mixture is just perfect. I really hope you guys will enjoy this video with your family and friends. Please do me a favor and get this video to 5,000 likes. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Alright guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure subscribe, make sure you like. Inshallah, see you next time. Until then, salam. Make for your mom. Make for your dad. Make for your family. Enjoy.